Hey guys, it's Jynnette with Alchemy, here to give you your tarot forecast for the month of September 2017 for the sign of Leo. If you have a Leo rising, sun, or moon, this is for you, but be sure to check out your other videos just to make sure you get a full comprehensive view of what may be happening for you in the month of September. Now, please subscribe to the channel and like and share the video. I appreciate your support in getting the word out about me and my work. You can also find me on my other social media channels, Facebook and Instagram. I'll be there under Alchemy, of course. And I do daily tarot card readings, astrology forecasts, spiritual life coaching, lots of different things. So, if you definitely are wanting and needing more than just tarot, feel free to follow me on either of those two platforms. And then, of course, if you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so at my website below, innersunalchemy.com. I do pretty in-depth tarot readings. My readings are about an hour and 15 minutes long because I like to go deep and give a really comprehensive guidance for my clients. So if you are looking to really go deep in your personal life, romance, business, what have you, definitely reach out and I'd be more than happy to help. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So in your overall energy, you actually have the Devil card, which is a major arcana. And what this speaks to is you really having to look at and face this month all the areas where you are self-sabotaging, where you have patterns or behaviors or actions that you take that really do subvert your ability to move forward, okay? And that's going to be happening for the entire month, and we're in the energy of Virgo, which is, if you're a Leo rising, this would be your second house. Which is the house having to deal with your personal finances. So maybe you do have to kind of watch what you spend and how you spend this month. But overall, this energy does also speak to power. So maybe one of the things that you're looking at this month is where you have power and where you don't, and really having to come to terms with that. Really interesting energy. Let's see how that's going to be showing up more specifically in the key areas for your life. Now, in your first house, you have the Hierophant card, which is another major arcana. So right off the bat, I can tell it's going to be a powerful month for you. And the Hierophant in the first, your first house has to do with your sense of self and how you show up in the world. And this card does speak to structure and order, being grounded actually in your spirituality. And showing up as that way, showing up in a really powerful place, which is pretty easy for Leo, I find. So maybe you have, especially with all of this energy that has been going through your sign in the astrology, like, the North Node's in your sign right now. We just had, 2 new moons plus an eclipse in your sign. Like, it's been a lot. So you may really be sitting in your full Leo regality right now. And if that's the case, I love it. Yeah. So in your fourth house, you have the Queen of Swords. Your fourth house has to deal with your actual home. It has to deal with your emotional security, your sense of stability in your physical world, finances, your home, all that kind of stuff, and also your family life. So to have the Queen of Swords here, this is a really powerful card. So this may be someone in your life. This may be a mother who you may be having some conflict with. Queen of Swords is not necessarily the most fun energy or the nicest energy sometimes, but this may also be how you are showing up in the home. You may be drawing really clear boundaries about what you will accept and what you won't accept, but it's not closed off. And maybe that's this Hierophant regality energy that may be showing up for you, is that you are really sitting in a place of power at home, and then there is stability. Now, if this actually is more of a practical guidance for you in terms of your home life, it does speak to being and living from a place of discernment and decisions that you make for your home. So, if that's repairs, renovations, interior decorating, moving, selling, buying, what have you, make sure you come to that with the mind of an air sign, because the swords is air, as opposed to the impulsive energy that may sometimes show up with fire. Now, in your 7th house, which is the house of relationships, you have the 6 of Swords. Now, the 7th house is all relationships, whether it's family, friends, lovers, co-workers, business partners. And you have 6 of Swords here, so this tells me that you're moving on. And maybe that actually is why you have this Queen of Swords here in your 4th house. You may be sitting in a place of power and just being like, you know what, I'm worth more than this. I'm going to leave the situation and go on to a position or a place, whether that's with someone or without someone, whether it's with this job or without this job, whether it's with this family or without this family, where I'm going to be appreciated. It does feel really strong. Like you fought enough and you're done is really what that feels like. So it's no more fighting. And, once a Leo is done, they're done. You pretty much are just kind of like, you don't exist. So whoever may be on the receiving end of that, feel sorry for them. And again, that can be any context, so you'll have to see what that is for you. Now, in your 10th house, you have the 6 of Cups. This is an interesting energy. The 10th house has to deal with your career, your purpose in life, as well as the influence that you have in the world. And this is really speaking to, it's actually feeling like a deep sense of security and fulfillment, which, 6 of Cups can mean that. I can see that also as like a soulmate card, but maybe this may be that you are just kind of in a nice flow with work right now. You're not really like pushing to move in anything new per se. And that may be because you are sitting in this position of power now and people see that. So your authority is being respected. And so there's a nice flow that's happening for you. And if this is more so your influence on the world around you, kind of like your legacy, you are really being seen as a benevolent leader, a benevolent king or queen, if you will. And that's a beautiful reputation to have. And that actually is really, to me, how a Leo is shining in their true power is when, they're really being appreciated and their softness is being seen in addition to their strength. Now, in the center of the read, this actually has to deal with your soul's objective and goal and creative expression. You have the 9 of Wands, and this is saying that you are almost done with whatever the cycle is, and maybe that's actually part of what this moving on energy is. You're not quite there yet because you're not at the 10, but you're almost there, and maybe you are feeling a little war weary. But honestly, with these strong cards in your 1st and 4th house, and the 7th, to be honest, you're good. So just finish up what you have to do. Complete the goals that you've set out for so far. They have come to completion. You did just have your birthday month, so maybe this is just that energy of tying up loose ends. And then, maybe next month you might be in a place where you start thinking about where you want to go next year, right? So, if that's the case, of course, reach out to me and let's book a session and see what's showing up. But overall, it seems really positive. A lot of this power is coming through, exercising your power, knowing when to walk away, knowing when to stay, knowing when to fight, knowing when not to fight, is a real deep sense of maturity that's coming through. And I love to see that for you, Leo. You definitely have been through the ringer. You're not quite out of it yet because we still have, the North Node and South Node going through your sign through fall of next year. So there's more to come, but this is a great way to start it off. All right. I will see you next month in October. All the best to you, and I love you. See you then. Bye.